He was asking how I survived my injuries.
Spoiler warning. While certain mysteries have been answered in True Detective, Night Country, there are still a few unanswered questions at the show's conclusion. True Detective, Night Country, the fourth episode of the HBO series, follows in the footsteps of its predecessors by presenting a story that stands alone. But even with its own unique story points and character arcs, the season nonetheless makes multiple allusions to True Detective Season 1 in the first few episodes.
Danvers is not gonna let this go. She's looking for the location of the cow dog murder.
Subscribe to Movie Spy for more twist videos. 12. What actually became of Annie K?
I didn't kill Annie K, I just moved her body.
The conclusion should show who killed Annie. The first 5 episodes of True Detective, Night Country include a number of details about Annie's death. Even the deaths of Annie in the ice cave are confirmed in episodes 4 and 5, although Hank relocated Annie's remains to the outside of the town in order to hide any proof. Annie's killing was probably related to the Silver Sky Mine, as Kate McKitterick, one of the mine's key players, had paid Hank to destroy proof of Annie's murder. Annie likely even learned of the Salo researchers' fabrication of studies regarding Silver Sky's pollution levels. Who killed Annie, though, is still a mystery. 11. Raymond Clark. Where is he? Raymond has not shown up since the first episode.
Who gave you that coat? Was it Raymond Clark?
Raymond Clark was able to elude the assailant that killed the other researchers somehow. Although he was still in the research facility when the delivery man arrived at Salo in True Detective, Night Country's opening arc, his present whereabouts remain unclear. True Detective Season 4's Episode 5 reveals that the locals refer to the ice caves as the Night Country, and Otis Heiss asserts that he is farther down in the Night Country.
He was going back to the Night Country.
I did.
Based on these details, it appears likely that Navarro and Danvers will meet him in the finale after going through the ice tunnels. 10. What is the real story behind the researchers? How and why the researchers were killed are still mysteries. Prior to everything going wrong for them, the researchers were attempting to decode the DNA of an extinct organism in addition to spreading false accusations about pollution in Silver Sky.
What are they looking for, digging that ice up?
I think the origin of life.
This implies that their research work may have contributed to their deaths more than their Silver Sky link. The True Detective Season 4 conclusion will probably clarify how their deaths are connected to Annie's and how their investigation may have contributed to their demise, even though numerous hints point to the possibility that they were accountable for Annie's passing. 9. How big is the Salo/Silver Sky conspiracy? Beyond what first glance suggests, there appears to be more to the Salo/Silver Sky conspiracy. There appears to be more to the whole plot than first meets the eye. Even if True Detective, Night Country's Episode 5 appears to support the theory that the Salo researchers were assisting Silver Sky in avoiding legal consequences for contaminating Innis water. It was obvious that the researchers were engaged in separate projects, which could ultimately have something to do with their killings and Annie's demise. The phony pollution reports they were making for the mine may have also been a cover for something even more evil. 8. Why is Travis not there now that he showed Rose the bodies? Will Travis make a cameo in the last scene? The first few episodes of True Detective, Night Country quickly established Travis as Rust Cole's father, making a connection to the first season. It's still unclear, though, why Travis showed up in Episode 1 and directed Rose in the direction of the bodies. Whether he was merely brought in to provide some connecting threads between Seasons 1 and 4, or if he has a more significant role to play in the overall plot will likely be revealed in the True Detective Season 4 finale. 7. Is there more to Rose than what Night Country, a True Detective, is told? Rose might be a more important figure than she first appears to be. For the first 5 episodes of True Detective, Night Country, Rose has been a supporting character, but a few things in her story arc imply that there might be more to her. She was the first, for example, to spot the Salo researchers in the snow, who were frozen. She even discloses that she used to work at a prestigious institution before deciding to chuck everything up and move to Alaska while spending Christmas with Navarro. It's difficult to avoid wondering if True Detective, Night Country will uncover a startling detail about her, given the amount of mystery and intrigue surrounding her persona. 6. What takes place when Pete kills Hank?
No!
Following Hank's murder, Pete, Danvers, and Navarro might have legal issues. Navarro even encourages Peter to transport Hank's body to Rose.
Then get the bodies to Rose Avenue.
Claiming that the winter will help her and Danvers hide their traces. It appears from her plot that they will attempt to make Hank appear to be Otis' murderer and make sure Hank's body is never discovered. But there are certain inconsistencies in their scheme that can get them into trouble. Workers at the rehabilitation center will attest that Otis was last seen with her because Danvers had checked him out before taking him home. She would thereafter be the main suspect in the killings of Otis and Hank. Peter may also have legal issues because, at the time she brought Otis home, he was also residing in her shed. Ted is also aware that Wheeler was murdered by Danvers and Navarro in the past, but they staged Wheeler's death to appear like a suicide. Ted will find it difficult to trust them as a result, and he might even think that they killed Hank. 5. Will the connections to the first season of True Detective actually matter? If the connections from True Detective Season 1 mean anything, it will be confirmed in the conclusion. True Detective Night Country's first 2 episodes were rife with allusions to the first season, but as the season has gone on, it has become increasingly clear that these relationships might not signify anything. In True Detective Night Country, spirals have a completely new significance, and the Tuttle connection between Salo and Silver Sky feels a little improvised. Travis Cole hasn't shown up since the first several episodes either, proving that the references to True Detective Season 1 were merely plot devices to pique viewers' interest. 4. How could Otis Heiss's injuries be similar to those of the Salo researchers? There are striking parallels between Otis's background and the researchers. One of the biggest mysteries in True Detective Night Country is how Otis Heiss' past connects to the Salo researchers. Heiss suffered an eardrum rupture and corneal burn in 1998, more than 20 years before the researchers met their demise. Does this imply that the cause of the researchers' deaths was not very recent? 3. Will Silver Sky's crimes have any legal repercussions? Perhaps the True Detective villain trend will continue in Season 4. In True Detective, the main antagonists typically escape punishment for their misdeeds. For example, in Season 1, the FBI denied that Childress had anything to do with the Tuttle family. Therefore, the family was spared legal action. Will they be able to avoid justice, given that the upper powers of Silver Sky have the power to command the APF and the forensics in Anchorage? If not, how are Danvers and Navarro going to expose them? 2. Are the murders associated with the women from the Crab? Throughout the entire season, Bea and Blair have been recurring characters. In a recent True Detective Night Country episode, when Navarro questioned Bea about the spiral sign, her response looked odd. Blair appeared worried in episode 5 as she surreptitiously overheard Eddie and Navarro discussing the Night Country and the significance of the spiral symbols. These insignificant scenes with the women from the Crab firm give the impression that they could be involved in the larger mystery. 1. Is the plot of True Detective Night Country actually concerned with the myth of Sedna? There has been a subliminal allusion to the tale of goddess Sedna in True Detective Season 4, Episode 1, as showrunner Issa Lopez has previously revealed via Instagram. Since then, though, none of the episodes appear to have made reference to the Inuit story. In the event that the Sedna myth is truly connected to the plot of True Detective Night Country, the series finale will probably reveal more information.
You know what to do. Then get the bodies to Rose Avenue.